విశ్వ సాహితీ గగనంలో ధృవతార గురజాడ అప్పారావు పంతులు. ఆధునిక తెలుగు సాహిత్య వైతాళికుడు. ఆయన తదనంతరం వచ్చిన కవుల మార్గదర్శి. భాషా ప్రయోగం, వస్తువు ఎంపిక, కథన శిల్ప వైశిష్ట్యం, సామాజిక స్పృహ ఇప్పటికీ సాహితీకారులకు అనుసరణీయంగా నిలబడ్డాయి. ఆధునిక తెలుగు కవులు గురజాడ అడుగుజాడలో నడిచారనడం ఏమాత్రం అతిశయోక్తి కాదు. కన్యాశుల్కం నాటకంలో ఆయన సంధించిన చమత్కారం, చీత్కారం, తిరస్కారం, వెటకారం ఇప్పటికీ తెలుగువారి సంభాషణల్లో సజీవంగా ఉన్నాయి. తాంబూలాలు ఇచ్చేశాం, తన్నుకు చావండి, నిన్ను సురేంద్రనాథ్ బెనర్జీ అంతటి వాడిని చేస్తాను, అన్నీ మన వేదాల్లోనే ఉన్నాయి షా, డామిట్ కథ అడ్డం తిరిగింది, మనవాళ్ళుట్టి వెధవాయిలోయ్ వంటి గురజాడ వాడిన మాటలు ఇప్పటికీ తెలుగువారి మాటల్ని పదునెక్కిస్తూనే ఉన్నాయి. ఆయన దేశభక్తి గేయంలో ప్రతి పాదము భారత జాతి జనజీవనానికి ఉద్బోధ, మార్గదర్శి, మేలుకొలుపు, మందలింపు. ఆయన పుత్తడి బొమ్మ పూర్ణమ్మ ఎన్నిసార్లు చదివినా అన్నిసార్లు కంటతడి పెట్టిస్తుంది. ప్రతి అక్షరము ఆర్ద్రతతో సాంద్రమైన ఆ గేయం ఆడపిల్లల్ని డబ్బు కోసం ముసలివాళ్లకు కట్టబెట్టడాన్ని సమాజం అసహించుకునేలా చేసింది. ఆయన ఇంగ్లీష్ రచనలు నిశిత పరిశీలనాశీలమైనవి. మహాకవి గురజాడ గురించి 4 మాటలు నాకు తోచినవి రాయాలని కానీ అసలు వారిని మీకు నేను పరిచయం చేయడం ఏమిటి? ఈ ఉపోద్ఘాతం అవసరం ఏముంది? ఇవాళ గురజాడ ఇంగ్లీష్ రచనలు కొన్ని చదువుకుందాం. రీడింగ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ Gurajada Apparao's English writings. Baalikaa Paathasala, Girls' School. My friend Dubin Babu has secured for me an invitation to a meeting that was held in a house belonging to the Kasim Bazar family for founding a Baalikaa Paathasala as a branch of the Mahakali Paathasala at Calcutta, where, I am told, they teach in the right orthodox fashion. The girls' school and out-of-school duties are too exhaustive to be tabulated. The first thing in the morning, on empty stomach, shlokas in praise of various goddesses. Then, bowing down to elders in the family. A very useful exercise, etc., etc. Going to school under the chaperoneship of a maid-servant. Another dose of slokas in honor of gods and goddesses. In the school, they teach culinary art, stitching, etc., and more than all, obedience to elders and to their husbands particularly. I wish my wife had gone to such a school when a girl. As for slokas, she has learned them by hundreds, cooks splendidly without any school teaching, has a great aptitude for pujas, especially such that cost a lot of money. She is a perfect paragon and could be a very good teacher for a girls' school. Only she is wanting in one important aspect. And religious though she is to the backbone, not a recital of all the injunctions of the Shastras have convinced her that she owes implicit obedience to her husband. On the other hand, she believes that he is the greatest idiot in the world and requires to be taught his duty at every step. She believes that her husband should yield to her. Implicit obedience. So, after what educated youngsters prate of chivalry and such nonsense, it is refreshing to hear the gospel of obedience to husbands. If the thought that the Baalikaa branch or any other branch will avail anything in my unfortunate case, I would have opened my purse strings and have made glad the heart of Mataji Maharani by contributing largely to the funds of the school. So, we went to the meeting. There, a lot of Bengalis in numbers were squatting on the floor. I singled out the fattest and eldest looking member and forthwith attacked him. You Bengalis are a very backward race in social matters. I speak this with all deference to your push, though in some quarters it is characterized as bravery. Your women cooped up in the dungeons of shrouds shut out from God's light and air. The face of creation live a dwarf life. How can their children be great? I admit you have the gift of gab, just like parrots who are put in cages. We Telugus and Marathas, we are all one. We Telugus migrated to Telangana from Maratha. We are all men of action. Look at the Peshwabi and the mighty kingdom of Bijapur. Our women move about freely. We drive with them on the marine. They are a noble race, great scholars. Look at Mataji Maharani. You find her betters in my province. As a patriot talking to a reasonable man, I ask you, why on earth do you not bring out your females? Is education lost upon you? Why do you treat your ladies as criminals? The fat Bengali Babu looked blank. He was seated a little by himself. Flattered by the effect of my eloquence, I renewed the attack with greater vigor and fired off my periods on the dreariness of street scenes in Bengal and North India, owing to the total lack of fair faces and the aesthetic and utilitarian sides of the question. A yawn, and turning to a Pandit, shouted and began to gibber away in Bengali without taking the slightest notice of my speech. I was provoked beyond measure, and if I had been still on duty, would have walked him to jail on a charge of defamation. Dubin Babu told me subsequently that the fat Babu on whom I wasted my eloquence had no knowledge of English. The Bengalis have a bad habit of talking among themselves in Bengali when strangers are present. Nobody volunteers to talk to me. My commanding presence, perhaps, scares them away. Dubin Babu, who was lost in a group of his own countrymen, who delights in talking along eternally, at last remembered my existence and came to me with, "Excuse me, I was talking to a friend." Readings from Gurajada Apparao's English writings. Songs of the Blue Hills. Beautiful are the blue hills. Beautiful are the blue hills, and their beauty gladdens the heart. Verily, this is the garden of gods, and gods and sages love to roam here. Everywhere the eye meets expanses of green grass. Birds sing sweetly from every bush. The pine odors fill the air. Lovely drives sweep round limpid lakes. In the masses of clouds that love to haunt the gardens on the hill slopes, fish-eyed damsels flit about like lightnings. Wheels that speed under tread, cars that mock the powers of magic, and swift horses that race move along in beauty. On ridges and in valleys, in lakes and in forests, and in pots and in glass houses, flowers grow everywhere in profusion. So, the quivers of the God of love are inexhaustible here. May Shiva, the destroyer of Puras, shower choice blessings on Appala Kondayamba Devi, who is kind to her servants. Readings from Gurajada Apparao's English writings. The Wonders of Ooty. Listen, friend, how can I describe the wonders of Ooty? Ooty has no equal. Heaven itself is inferior. Beautiful gardens cover the gentle slopes of the hills, and palaces glitter on peaks. Like Ganga on Shiva's head, 100 lakes nestle in the valleys. Here, sunshine is mellow as moonlight, and at night, the fire god gives comfort in every home. Worsted by summer on the plains, winter has taken to these mountain fastnesses and holds sway here. Silver clouds rest on the peaks like kalpa blossoms on the head of Krishna, and many-hued flowers spread over the hillsides and shine like colors mixed by evening to paint the dome of heaven. Come, friends, our merit has attained fruition, and we are enabled to see the great blue hills by the kindness of the king's daughter, Appala Kondayamba. Readings from Gurajada Apparao's English writings. Worship the Lord of Uma. Worship the Lord of Uma on the blue hills, and you acquire merit 1,000-fold. White clouds envelope the peals and make moonlight, and gods take the blue hills for the silver mountains and crowd with enthusiasm. They witness nature's worship of Shiva there. The tall eucalyptuses form columns, and the sky the awning. Lightning serves for lights, and flower beds in the midst of green grass look like ornamentation of the floor by wood nymphs in colored powders. The pines waft divine odors, and the birds sing as never nymphs sang. The thunder serves as the music of the conch shell, and creeper damsels shed flowers. May the Lord of Ambika, who wears the moon crescent as a crest jewel, save Maharani Appala Kondayamba, daughter of the great king, pleased with her devotion. Readings from Gurajada Apparao's English writings. That word of long ago. Can I forget your forgetting that word of long ago? You said, I was your life. You promised never to part. He, to treasure a word and to task you with the unfaith is my fault. Of what count is a word to a great one like you? Why should one seek in a word stability which one misses in life? Women are to blame who turn thralls to words and ways that are not of the man. She: You said I had no equal. I now realize the truth of it. Where will one find another woman like me who trusted and suffered? He: How has compassion left the breast of a great one like you? Come to me but once, and I will buy even your false word for 1,000,000,000 of gold. Readings from Gurajada Apparao's English writings. Is there no magic? Is there no magic that will transform you into a woman? Would then your courage become plain? Would you, entangled in the wiles of a lord like you, suffer pangs of the heart? Not to consider good and bad and honor, and to take to another man's wife, not to heed the talk of the world, and to grow little, was that wise? Are you a foeman of a previous birth, born as a husband to be revenged? Not too late. I shall not trust you. Hereafter, I shall trust in God. Readings from Gurajada Apparao's English writings. I took you for a picture. I took you for a picture and looked. You stole my heart. Who may you be, O gold parrot of the god of love? If I pray to him, will he send you to me? Beautiful one, at least give me your heart. To give and take is the rule of the world. Do the wise approve of stealth and silence? Is one to be cheated for going and seeing? Is open robbery a credit? What do I want with a body devoid of mind? So, take that also. In return for both, I crave but a word. Oh, fair one, you may concede this much. If you think the price is small, I present you lives to come, and I call the God of love to witness. May Vishnu, who ruled the heart of Prince Anandaraja, bless you. ఇలా చదవడం కవుల, రచయితల, ప్రచురణకర్తల హక్కులకు భంగం కలిగించడం మా ఉద్దేశం కాదు. ఇలా చదవడం వల్ల ఈ కవితలు, గేయాలు, పద్యాలు, గద్యరచనలు మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ జనసామాన్యంలోకి వెళ్ళి అవి వారి చెవిన పదే పదే పడి వాటి పట్ల ప్రజలకు అభిరుచి, ఆసక్తి మరింత పెరుగుతుందని మా ఉద్దేశం. వారు ఆ గ్రంథాలను కొంటారని, చదువుతారని, వాటికి మరింత ప్రాచుర్యం కలుగుతుందని మా ఆశ. పఠనానికి మీ వంతు ప్రోత్సాహాన్ని ఇవ్వండి. పఠన కుతూహలాన్ని ప్రోత్సహించండి. పఠన కుతూహలం కార్యక్రమం వారానికి ఒకసారి ఉంటుంది. ప్రతి ఆదివారం భారత కాలమానం ప్రకారం రాత్రి 9:30 గంటలకు న్యూస్టింగ్ రేడియోలో కొత్త ఎపిసోడ్ ప్రసారం అవుతుంది. మళ్ళీ సోమవారం ఉదయం 8:30 ఆ ఎపిసోడ్ ప్రసారం అవుతుంది. ఒకరోజు వీలు కాకపోతే మరో రోజు మీరు వినడానికి వీలుగా అలా షెడ్యూల్ చేశాం. విదేశాల్లో ఉన్నవారికి కూడా ఈ పునః ప్రసార సమయం కొంత సౌకర్యంగా ఉంటుందని అనుకుంటున్నాం. ఈస్టర్న్ స్టాండర్డ్ టైం ప్రకారం ఆదివారం ఉదయం 11 గంటలకు, తిరిగి అదే రోజు రాత్రి 10:30 ఈ కార్యక్రమం ప్రసారం అవుతుంది. న్యూస్టింగ్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్లో కూడా ఆదివారం రాత్రి అదే సమయానికి కార్యక్రమం విడుదలవుతుంది. నేను ఎంచుకుని చదువుతున్నవి కాకుండా పలానావి కూడా చదివితే బాగుంటుంది అని మీకు అనిపిస్తే నాకు తెలియజేయండి. అవి కూడా చదవడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తాను. newsting.in@gmail.com newsting.in@gmail.comకు ఆ రచయితల, కవుల పేర్లు, వారి రచనలు స్పష్టంగా రాసి మెయిల్ చేయండి.